Hi there guys, Tom Quayle here, back for sound effects in Ormskirk, checking out another Boss product today. This is the Pocket GT, and essentially this is one of the most fun and innovative learning tools and practice tools that I've ever seen. It's absolutely tiny, and it contains the sound engine from Boss's GT1 floor unit. So you're getting a ton of premium effects and amp models in a very, very small, absolutely pocket-sized unit. But there's actually a ton more going on here as well. There's so many features built into this. And the reason I call it a great practice and learning tool is because Boss have developed the Pocket GT app, which links to your mobile device or your computer via USB. So you can either use Bluetooth for mobile devices, or you can use USB for your kind of desktop-based devices or your laptops to connect to the Pocket GT app. And the Pocket GT app has a YouTube browser built in, so you can load any video content from YouTube, and we all know how much video content there is that's fantastic for guitar players on YouTube. And then once you've loaded the video in, you can actually set markers in the app that will automatically change the patches on the Pocket GT in order to match whatever you need for that song or that lesson or that lick, whatever you want. It's absolutely fantastic, very powerful, and offers a really fun and flexible way of learning and practicing from a tiny, tiny device. So let's check it out. Now, as I mentioned, the Pocket GT has the GT1 sound engine, so you're getting a ton of different sounds in here, but you don't always need to use the app to edit those sounds. Now, of course, the app, the Tone Studio app, that if you've ever used any other Boss product you will be very familiar with, allows you to get deep in here and edit any of the parameters and any of the effects using either your iOS device or Android device or your computer. But from the front of the unit here, you do actually have these 3 dials, which are mapped to 6 different parameters, depending on what the select switch is doing. And that will allow you to control like the gain, the overdrive and distortion, the level of the amplifier, the modulation, reverb, and delay parameters. Now you can actually within Tone Studio map these to different parameters if you want to, but by default, that's where they're set. We have this top dial on the top here, which allows us to change between our patches, then basically select those as we want. And then we've got our Bluetooth connection switch to give us basically Bluetooth audio playback to the device using the headphone socket. So you can stream audio from your mobile device to this or any Bluetooth enabled device that plays audio. And then we've got our tuner and exit buttons. So there's an inbuilt tuner that you can use from the front of the unit, which is very cool. Now, before we get into these buttons down here, which are really the killer feature of this unit, in terms of the I/O, we've got standard input on here. Again, amazing they've fitted this into such a small device. We've got our charge LED. Now, from a single charge via USB, you will get 4 hours of operation. And again, look at the size of it. That's pretty fantastic if you're traveling. We've got a USB connection, which obviously is used for charging, but it also gives us a fully fledged guitar recording audio interface. The reason I say fully fledged is we've got full ASIO drivers with very low latencies, and we have core audio compliance on the Mac. So no matter whether you're using Windows or Mac systems, you've got a great recording setup directly from the Pocket GT, which is amazing. Power switch on and off, very simple. And then around the other side, we have a center cancel function, which will basically do, we used to find this on old kind of practice tools back in the day, like the Korg Pandora, for instance. This will remove vocals and guitar solos, for instance, from certain types of mixed material. It doesn't work with everything, but it will do a good job of removing that central part of the stereo image. We've got an auxiliary input for playing tracks from anything that you can't connect via Bluetooth. Then we've got a master volume and a headphone line out on here. So if you don't want to use the USB for recording, you can actually just record straight to any other device using the line out, or you can use it as a headphone out. And it sounds fantastic with headphones, really, really great. Where things start to get super interesting is when we connect this to the Pocket GT app. So let's now check out that app and I'll show you what you can do utilizing this as an amazing practice tool in terms of setting up those markers for your YouTube videos. So here we have the Pocket GT app connected via Bluetooth to the Pocket GT itself on my iPhone. Again, this will work with any Android device or iPad, computer, whatever. The app itself is split into 5 different sections. So along the bottom, we have the editor, a session view for looking at our YouTube videos and loading those in and setting markers, the librarian for storing and sharing sounds. We have Tone Central for connecting to the cloud and downloading presets that Boss have put together with artists and also their own presets. And then we have the settings menu for changing various different settings. Now, when we go to the editor, we can see our full signal chain here. Very, very easy indeed. And any block we want to edit, basically we can tap on or off to turn it on or off. So that's the effects 1 there, for instance. Hold down on it and we get into the submenu. Now this will allow us to change the effect type using this drop-down menu. There are a ton here, all the sounds from the Boss GT1 floor unit. And we can also change any parameters here as well. So we've got page 1, low gain, high gain level, page 2, more settings for EQs. Very, very easy to do. We can turn the effects on and off like this. And then of course at any point, we can change the sounds from the Pocket GT itself. So it's very, very intuitive. Swipe left to right, or use this along the bottom to move between the different parameters. We again turn them on and off. Very easy to use. When you want to write a sound, just tap on the right button just here, and we can either write or clear the sound and store it to one of the preset memory slots, of which there are 99 user presets for doing whatever sounds you want. So 99 should be enough for most people. We can also change the position of these blocks by using the chain edit mode, where we can move delays and reverbs or amp blocks around within the signal chain. Say if we wanted to put a chorus before or after the amp, for instance, or a delay before the amp, whatever you want to do. So you can actually do that very easily. When you want to access the patches on here, you can actually just slide through like this. It's very simple indeed. There we can see all 99 different patches with some specific bass patches as well, which is kind of cool. Now, when we get into the really fun stuff, we want to go into the session mode. And this essentially allows us to very easily add YouTube videos to a playlist. So we can create either a new session here, or we can save and export these sessions, including all the markers that we're setting up for each individual video to change the patches on the Pocket GT. Now, I can demonstrate this patch changing. I've already loaded in 5 different backing tracks in this case from YouTube. And the way you would do that, basically, you copy the link from YouTube, the YouTube app that is, then go to this plus button here, click on Set Song from Internet, and then you will paste the URL in there. And Pocket GT will actually automatically populate the name parameter of the video that you're loading in. You can actually on mobile devices as well, but not on your computer. You can actually load in songs from your music library. So if you wanted to practice along with tracks, say for a function band, or if you were learning songs or just practicing your favorite songs by your favorite artists, you could load those in and then program the markers for the songs to, or the tones to change at the appropriate point. Now, the first video I've got here is this kind of time feel. Well, let's go for the shuffle groove actually. So this shuffle groove here. Now you may have noticed, the eagle-eyed among you, that the patch changed on the Pocket GT here as I went to that video. It's just a basic drum loop video from YouTube. Now, of course, I can use the play button down here. I can pause it again. I can fast forward through the video. Now remember, this is connected via Bluetooth and the audio is streaming from my phone to here and coming out the headphone socket, which is how I'm recording this. But of course you could plug an external player in there if you wanted to. But all the audio from my phone is coming through the Pocket GT. Now that alone from a practice point of view is awesome, because you could use all the apps on your phone, if you've got any drumming apps or any backing track apps or whatever. But the added functionality of this particular app, the Pocket GT, is that you've got the control here, and of course the ability to store markers. So I've created 3 markers on this track. Now if I fast forward, you can hopefully see the 3 markers there. If I fast forward through this track, when we get to the second marker, you will see the Pocket GT change patch. So as I press play now, see it changed to patch 6. Let's fast forward again. If I press play again, watch this change. See there it went to patch 13. So you can set those up anywhere you like within the video to change patch for you, which is super cool. Now you can also do it where as you change to a new backing track, it will change patch as well. So on this shuffle groove at the beginning, if I go back to the beginning of the song, I've got this sound. It's kind of like a dirty sound. So maybe I want that for my first backing track that I'm going to practice along to on my first song. But for the next track, let's say this time feel and rhythm practice track, I want to change the patch. So check out this. Let's change to 16. And again, maybe I want to change on this track, the next track, to a kind of high gain lead sound. I just select the track, watch it change. There we go, high gain lead tone. So the possibilities here are pretty limitless. You've got 99 great sounds within the Pocket GT that you can create sort of any sound that you like with the effects and amp blocks that you've got available to you, and then pair that with any backing track and then change that particular patch anywhere in that track that you like. Now, creating those markers is very easy. On the track that you want to create markers on, tap that disclosure triangle. This will take you into this marker set mode. Find the point in your track just by dragging along where you want that marker to be. Hit the marker set button and it creates a new marker. Tap the triangle here and then basically you can set the memory number of the marker that you want. So in this case, let's select this twin crunch. That will change to patch 17. Then you can tailor the time to exactly where you want it to be. So at the moment it's 2 minutes 26 seconds, 0.3 milliseconds into the track, or 30 milliseconds I should say. Name the marker to whatever you want it to be. That might be verse, it might be solo, it might be chorus, it might be the name of the backing track or the name of the patch. Click OK and you are done. It's changed to 17, the marker is set, and you can see where it is in the track. It's really, really simple. Now you can also set loop points, A, B loop points within the app. If you want to practice particularly hard licks, for instance, you can actually set that up and do that and repeat them over and over again. And that's as simple as just tapping this A, B button that you've got down here, and that will set up 2 loop points, A and B, and then the track will actually play between those loop points constantly until you remove the A and B points. So very, very easy indeed. Now, any of this functionality here can be saved. So this particular track with the markers I've set up, if I hit the export button here, I can store the file to the librarian within the Pocket GT app, which I can then share with other people, and it will share the link to the video and the markers and where they are within the track. Okay, then you could send the sounds as well that you've created if you've created custom sounds to another user. So if you're a teacher and your student has the Pocket GT, you can send them backing tracks with markers and the appropriate sounds built in, which is absolutely awesome. Or you can store them to your device, so the iOS device or Android device that you're using, or you can upload them to the cloud for use, again, for sharing elsewhere, which is super, super cool. Very, very nice indeed. Again, in the librarian, you can do the same thing. So you can store bunches of patches, store those on the Pocket GT or send them, via sharing, whatever sharing system you want to use, because it stores everything as a file. So it's incredibly powerful and really, really good fun to practice with this unit in terms of picking backing tracks, selecting and changing markers, and then having all of the patches change for you, so that when I'm practicing, I could go to this session I've got here, practice all of these backing tracks, hit play at the beginning, and then never touch anything again and just enjoy playing and not have to worry about selecting the right patch for the next backing track. As soon as I'm done, just hit the play or pause button to stop the playback, and that's it, done. Very, very simple indeed. Very, very effective as a practice and learning tool. So there we have it, guys. What a killer product Boss have produced here. I've actually picked one up for myself because I think it's going to be so useful for traveling apart from anything else. But for you guys who want one of these to practice with, there's so many good reasons to own the Pocket GT. Now, apart from anything else, it makes practice an absolute breeze. One of the difficulties with getting people to really practice their guitar, especially in the early stages, is just setting everything up, getting everything plugged in, dialing in a good tone, trying to find your, the bits that everything that you need. With this, you literally take your guitar, plug a cable in, pair of headphones, and you're good to go. You can practice anywhere, completely silently, with fantastic tones. And then you can edit from the front of the device if you want to store sounds or create different sounds. But of course, once you incorporate your mobile device in, no bigger than this unit, the world is your oyster. There is so much you can do in terms of shaping tones, in terms of practicing, in terms of taking those YouTube videos and setting up markers, sharing those YouTube videos with other users as well, storing those on the device. It's just fantastic. So Boss have really knocked it out of the park with this one. So as usual, guys, if you want to check out this fantastic product, click the link in the description below. That will take you across to the Sound Effects website, where you can purchase one of these great units for yourself or check out further details. So as usual, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons below. That would really help us out. And of course, hit the bell notification icon to make sure that you never miss out on any more sound effects content. All right, guys, my name is Quayle. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.